Happy New Year. Welcome to our January Challenge 2019. And here we go again. It's going to be great. I am delighted to be sharing with you in the first part of January this year, Lauren Scott's brilliant arrangements of Pure Imagination. And what we're going to do is she's very kindly given us two versions of this, a more straightforward version with no lever changes in, and then a more complicated version that really sort of implements the sort of more bluesy chords that are in there, which will have lever changes in. So we're going to start with the more straightforward one and spend the next 6 days working through that. And then we will go on to the more complex one, which has fuller chords and more levers to change. And for those that want to, that will be a further challenge to move into. And for those that sort of think, no, that's okay, then you can sort of stay comfortable with the work that you've done in the first 6 days. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to play through the straightforward version, the one with no lever changes. The only thing you need to set is an accidental F sharp, which is the F below middle C. So you get that set up before you go. Otherwise, we are in 3 flats. So for the tuning that I use, that means all my levers are off. It depends how you tune. If you tune in E flat, where you have B flat, E flat, A flat levers that you alter, then for you it'll be all levers off. If you tune to A flat, then you would need your D levers on to make those natural. So I'm going to play through the whole piece first, and then we'll have a look at the first 4 bars together today. Here we go. Isn't it lovely? It's gorgeous. You may have noticed I pulled around the time sometimes, and if you're doing this as a solo piece, then it totally suits to be able to do that, to sort of use what we call a rubato, which means robbed time. So you can kind of really stretch a bit out if you want, and then give it back later by going a little bit faster in the next part. So we will start then with our first section today. One of the reasons that we're so delighted to be offering you this work from Lauren Scott is that she is going to be one of our tutors at our Summer Harp Festival in July this year. So the bookings are now being taken for that if you would like to get yourself onto it. Later on in the month, we'll also have some music from Ben Crichton Griffiths, who is also one of our tutors at our festival this year. So we're very excited to be sharing this with you. So let's have a look at these first 4 bars. So in our right hand, it actually feels most comfortable if we actually set up our finger 4 on middle C, finger 3 on the E, 2 on the G, and our thumb on the 1. It's a pattern where we've got our finger place and then we miss one out each all the way up. And if we just do that right hand for the moment, we go 4, 3, and then we do the 1 and 2 together. And then we put all of that back on and we do it again. Okay? And it's really great if, as you put them all back on, you do it mostly in one movement where you can get all 4 placed So you open your hand up to that same shape and aim to get all 4 back on like that, okay? Adding in the left hand underneath that, the first notes in the left hand are an F triad all the way down in the bass, so they're down in your metal strings here. Notice how my thumbs are nicely high in both hands. Because it's metal strings down there, you might want to be a little bit lower, just because they do tend to vibrate a lot, so maybe a little bit lower than the middle for there. So our first chord down there is the F triad going F A C, and then that's going to open up, and the C that you've just played with your thumb, you're going to put 3 and 2 either side of that red C, and your thumb's going to stretch up to the A. If that feels too big a stretch with those fingers, you could put a 3 and a 4 either side of that red. Personally, 2 and 3 for me is okay, feels quite comfortable on that. And we have, again, we break that chord up from the bottom going upwards. Okay, so just doing that left pattern, start on the F triad, we go 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, we'll try that once again, you join in. So the F triad at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4. Okay, and then if we add that with the notes that we put in before, so in our top hand, the C, the E, the G and the B, which you can place all together, your fingers are kind of probably going to be level. There's no requirement for them to get exponentially lower. They can be kind of level, but they're low compared to where your thumb is. Okay, and the left hand joins in as we play, and then as we play these 2 notes together, that's when the left hand will join in, and then the right hand carries on, and the trick is getting that left hand ready whilst you carry on playing with the top hand. Okay, so let's try that, actually putting that together after a count of 2, because this right hand pattern is coming in on beat 3. Okay, so 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Okay, brilliant. And you want to just slightly watch, because this red string, this wire red string down here is vibrating, and you're going on to your next notes either side of it, that we don't sort of bash into it and make it buzz at all. Let's just try that again. So your right hand's on C, E, G, B, left hand down on F, A, C. 1, 2. Lovely. Now the next 2 notes in the right hand, going back to our tune, are another C and E. It's up to you how you want to place these. Personally, I'm still going to do 4 and 3, even though we're no longer going on to the B and the G, because I am going to be leaping up next. And also because I've been doing them with 4 and 3 until now. So if I do C, E, and then I've got to leap to the D and the E up here. There's no way of being able to place that, so we do it as a hop. So we go 4, 3, and then I leap to the D and the E, which is the 2 clears between the red and the blue, or the red and the black, up to the top, D, and then I try and leave that off as long as possible to let it ring out before I then replace it to be able to play this pattern of going E, D, E, D, E, and the last time I'm also adding a B. Okay, so if I just play that for you and then I'll talk you through it again. This is this final phrase, so I have the C and the E. Okay, so the 4 and the 3 I place, and then I hop to the D and the E. I play the D, leave it off as long as possible, but I do want to replace it so that I can do this little oscillation. E, D, and this final time, E, I've put 2 and 3 on together. D, B. Okay, do you want to try that with me? Just from the C and the E that's going to leap up to the D after a count of 2. So you've got 4 on the C, 3 on the E. 1, 2. That's lovely, okay? And it's allowing that D to be, it's a dotted crotchet, so it needs to be a beat and a half. So it goes 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2. Okay? The left hand underneath that. It's fairly straightforward. We have a low E right near the bottom of your harp, which I'm doing with a finger 4, even though I'm not placing anything else, purely because I don't want to take my whole hand too low. So I'm just going to do it with a 4, which I can reach. And then I'm leaping, and I'm putting my finger 2 on the black F and my thumb on the G. And it goes F, which is an F sharp, of course, because of your lever. F, G. Okay, so just simply an E down here. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And there's time, which is good because you're busy up top. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to play that last section hands together. If you want to just join in with the top hand or just the left for the moment so that you can feel the flow of it, that'd be great. So I'm going to give a count of 2 in. My right hand is ready on the C and the E, and it's going to be leaping up to the D and the E up here. My left hand is ready on an E down here, and that's going to join in once I've done my leap and as I land here. Okay, so if you'd like to play along with either hand or both, here we go. 1, 2. Okay, that's really good. What I did there in my right hand is another option for those last 2 notes, where I actually did a thumb slide into it. So I played this C and the E, I leapt up to the D, I oscillated, and then I thumb slid into those last 2 notes, D, B. Okay, so that is another option for you for the fingering choice up there. Either is totally acceptable, so whichever feels most comfortable for you. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just play the right hand through. Then I'm going to play the right hand through again with the left hand added, and you can try just the left hand at that time, and then maybe a final time where I'm going to do it hands together again, and you can see if you can join in all together. Okay, so this is just the right hand after 2 from the beginning. So I've got 4, 3, 2 and 1 on C, E, G, B. 1, 2. And. Okay. And something I just did there, which you want to watch for, as you keep going back for these C and the E with 4 and 3, that you don't fall off the 4 and end up catching other strings. Make sure you've still got a lovely shape, and you pull that forward straight into the hand, so it's going away from the strings. Okay, so I'll play it again now. I'm going to include the left hand, but maybe you'll just play the left hand. So it was the F triad, right down in the bass, and then moving to a B, D, A. But again, if you can place all 3 of those as one thing, then it moves down to a low E, which I'm doing with a finger 4, and then jumping to the F sharp G. Okay, so if you join in with the left, the right hand has the lead. I'll still do a count for the right hand, and then you join in as it lands on the little chord up there. 1, 2. Well done. Okay, and finally I'll play it one more time, and have a go if you can at putting both hands together, but at least keep one of them going. Here we go. So C, E, G, B in the right, and an F, A, C, a nice triad down in the bass. 1, 2. Well done. Don't forget to have a listen to the play along video, where I will play it through at a slightly steadier pace as well. So in the play along video, I tend to do 1 or 2 or maybe 3 different speeds so that you can try it at a much slower speed. So if that felt too fast just now, hop all over to the play along video and you can try it at a slightly slower speed. And then that play along video is there for you when you don't need to listen to the teaching part anymore, but you want to keep trying it with support. Okay, well done.